Have you ever noticed that the way you begin your morning can shape the direction of your entire day? Before the noise of the world begins, before responsibilities demand your attention, and before the challenges of life appear, there is a quiet moment where your heart and mind are ready to receive direction. Many people wake up and immediately start thinking about their problems, their fears, and the pressures waiting for them throughout the day. Without realizing it, they plant seeds of worry and negativity into the atmosphere of their own lives. Yet the Bible teaches that life and death are in the power of the tongue, meaning the words we speak carry spiritual authority. Every morning, God gives you a new opportunity to speak life over your destiny. Words are seeds, and whatever seeds you plant consistently will eventually grow. Spiritual teachers like Joshua Selman often remind believers that declarations are not empty statements, but agreements with the promises of God. When you intentionally declare God's truth over your life each morning, you begin to align your thoughts, your faith, and your expectations with heaven's perspective. Instead of beginning the day with fear, you begin it with confidence that God is guiding your steps, protecting your path, and preparing blessings that you may not yet see. But there is something deeper happening when you begin to speak life over your day. And many people do not notice it at first. Words do not only influence what you hear, they also shape what you believe and what you expect from life. When someone repeatedly speaks fear, doubt, or defeat, those words slowly become the atmosphere of their mind. But when a believer begins each morning by declaring truth, hope, and faith, something powerful starts to change inside the heart. At first, the change may seem small. You may speak these declarations for several days and still face the same challenges, the same responsibilities, and the same questions about the future. This is where suspense often enters the journey of faith, because many people expect immediate results and become discouraged when they do not see them right away. Yet spiritual growth rarely happens in a single dramatic moment. It happens quietly, day by day, as the seeds of faith begin to grow beneath the surface. Teachers like Joshua Selman frequently explain that consistency in spiritual practices is what eventually produces transformation. Imagine speaking words of blessing, favor, wisdom, and protection every morning for weeks. Over time, your mind begins to believe those truths more deeply. Your reactions to problems begin to change. Situations that once created fear no longer control your thoughts. Instead of expecting failure, you begin to expect God's guidance and provision. The atmosphere around your life slowly shifts, not because circumstances immediately changed, but because your heart has learned to agree with the promises of God rather than the voice of fear. When a believer understands this truth, the morning becomes more than just the beginning of another routine day. It becomes a sacred moment to align the heart with God's promises. Instead of rushing into the day with stress or confusion, you begin with intentional words that shape your spiritual atmosphere. Imagine waking up and declaring that God's favor surrounds you, His wisdom guides every decision you make, and His peace guards your mind throughout the day. These declarations may seem simple, but they carry powerful meaning when spoken with faith. The Bible is filled with examples of people who spoke words of faith even when circumstances looked uncertain. Over time, those words became part of their confidence in God's plan. Spiritual teachers like Joshua Selman often emphasize that transformation begins when believers intentionally align their thoughts, words, and actions with what God has already promised in Scripture. When you repeat faith-filled declarations each morning, you are not trying to convince God to bless you. You are reminding your own heart of the truth that God is already working in your life. As days pass, those words begin to influence how you think, how you respond to challenges, and how you expect God to move in your situation. The morning atmosphere that once carried worry can slowly become filled with faith and anticipation. Instead of entering the day with uncertainty, you step forward with confidence that God is guiding every step you take. Within weeks, you may notice that your perspective has changed and your faith feels stronger than before. This is the quiet power of consistent declarations spoken in faith. If you are benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.